Hello, my name is Miguel, and today we're going to compare and contrast the difference between the China and England's industrial revolutions. England's revolution happened during the 19th century, whereas the Chinese revolution is happening right now.
Similar to Britain's Industrial Revolution, it is causing China's economy to flourish and is causing problems with pollution.
China has been on course for trying to reduce carbon emissions and are on the right path, but in order to reduce carbon emissions by that much, costs China an arm and a leg.
A similarity between both revolutions is that both countries experience tremendous growth in population, especially the working and the lower middle class population. This overpopulation leads to a lot of workers that China has available. This, plus their extensive land, makes industrialization easy in China, which leads to pollution from the burning coal in China's abandoned factories. The reason for this overpollution in China is coal. Coal emits sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, particle matter, and mercury. China burns over half of the coal in the entire world.
This increase in the working class is changing China into a more industrialized country, making a lot more work in cities and factories, compared to its more farming-based past economy. This is causing a lot of people to move into the cities, crowding its already limited amount of space.
This urbanization is beneficial to China. In the last 30 years, China's record economic growth lifted 500 million people out of poverty, with rapid urbanization providing abundant labor, cheap land, and good infrastructure. With China's urban population projected to rise about 1 billion, or close to 70% of the country's population. By 2030, China's leaders are seeking a more coordinated urbanization process. In 2010, the urban share of population had grown to 45%. It's projected to reach 60% by 2030. 25 of the world's largest cities are located in China.
Due to all these changes in the Chinese economy, it has created a bigger market where luxuries are starting to appear more often, and the new generation of people in the middle class are starting to buy and enjoy these luxuries. However, creating all these luxuries and all these factory jobs are causing too much pollution, so the Chinese government is starting to take things into hand, making reforms to only allow a certain amount of pollution per factory.
When England went through its revolution, the standard of living decreased for the beginning. But in the long run, England's economy highly benefited the revolution. The revolution's pollution in England also caused diseases to the dirtiness of the overpopulated cities. China's political system is a derived version of communism, while their economy is the opposite and free market. And in China's latest reform, they have made reforms to steer away from an investment-led growth to a consumption-driven economy.
China and England's revolution both started in the same way. In England, it started with the agricultural revolution, speeding up the process of farming. Since they invented a machine, it made it so that farmers did not need to farm, which meant the farmers did not need to pay their workers. With more money, they bought more luxuries. The people making the luxuries started to get more money, and eventually the economy grew and new inventions were made. Similar to England, in China, more jobs were made in factories, which gave more people more money. More money then led to more inventions and China's industrial revolution.
These revolutions brought an economic prosperity to both Britain and China, creating a bigger middle class and a bigger consumer class, which led to improving economy. These changes also allowed for an increase in urbanization of both countries, which helped increase their consumer market. These also led to rapidly increasing pollutions, which is currently an increasing problem for China, which the government is trying to deal with, and a problem that Britain found a way to block back during their Industrial Revolution. China is currently the highest increasing middle class in the world, and if this continues, China will soon be the biggest middle class in the world.